Marcy's World, a place to learn how to begin important conversations with your children, how to set healthy boundaries, address behavior issues, and how to create a safe space in your home. Hi, I'm your host, Dr. Nancy Yankelitz. Marcy's World airs between 9 and 10 a.m. Saturday mornings exclusively on WPWL 103.7 FM Pawling Public Radio. We're streaming live right now over Marcy's World Facebook page. And now I invite you to all join me in Marcy's World. We're going to get there using our imagination.
And the story for today, I Know You're There for Me. This was it. Marcy was finally up at bat. Even though it was only a practice at recess and the game didn't really count, she wanted to prove to the team that she could hit. The pitch was low, practically a grounder. She didn't swing. "Good eye!" shouted Greg. That made Marcy feel great. The next pitch almost hit her. She jumped out of the way and didn't swing. "Ball 2!" shouted the umpire. Marcy was getting really nervous. The next pitch was fast. It had a good arc. Marcy kept her eye on the ball. Then with a smooth, steady swing, she hit it into the outfield. Marcy was in shock. She was so surprised, she forgot to run. "Run! Run to first!" shouted Greg and Mickey. Marcy ran to first, then to second. Then she raced the ball to third and slid. "It's a tie! Tie goes to the runner," her team shouted. "Way to go, Marcy!" So, it sounds like Marcy was having a pretty good day. Her entire team was jumping up and down, screaming. Everyone except for Annie. Annie never cheered Marcy on. Did that ever happen to you? That although you were having a wonderful experience, somebody seemed to be draining your energy with some negative energy? Well, this is what happened to Marcy. Let's see how she handled it. Marcy felt very proud, but the ankle she slid on hurt a lot. Marcy was determined to make it to home base without letting on that she hurt herself. She especially didn't want to give Annie the satisfaction of knowing she was hurt. "Oh, that's so sad." Marcy thought that Annie would be happy to know she hurt herself. That doesn't sound right. But sometimes we think that other people will be happy if we're not happy. That's very, very sad. But let's see what happened with Marcy and how she handled that, because that's a very sad feeling to have. Anyhow, she believed that Annie would be happy and Marcy didn't want to give her that chance. I don't know if you just take yourself out of the story for a second. I don't know if you've ever felt kind of happy if somebody else got hurt or somebody else was sad. But if you ever felt that way, you may want to rethink that and find out where those kind of feelings really came from, because that's not what we're designed to do. We're designed to feel good when other people feel good, and we're designed to try to feel good and make other people feel good. So let's just see what happened. Nikki was up at bat. She didn't want to bunt because that would make it tough on Marcy to make the run. You see, because if you bunt and it's too close, then she didn't want to have the people in the outfield run in and make it hard for Marcy, and that was very thoughtful of her. Nikki decided to aim for left field since there were no runners heading to third. Well, that's interesting. Nikki hit the first pitch. The ball didn't go exactly where she wanted it to go, but she made it to first, and Marcy made it safely home, just as the bell rang. The recess aides blew their whistles. Everyone had to line up to go back to class. Greg ran over to Marcy to congratulate her on her home run. "Great job, Marcy," shouted Greg, running up to her. "Hey, what's wrong?" he said, noticing tears on her face. I hate to cry, but it really hurts, Greg, my left ankle, the outside of it. When I slid to third base, a stone or a stick or something must have really gotten my ankle. And when Greg looked down, he saw what Marcy was talking about. Her sock had some blood on it. And they both got very scared. That is pretty scary. When you injure yourself, even if there is no blood, it can be a very scary experience. Come on, said Greg. I'll walk with you to Nurse B. Greg and Marcy went to Nurse Brunner's office, and she took care of Marcy's ankle right away. You'll be fine, honey. I'm going to call your house to tell your mom what happened and how to take care of your boo-boo to help it heal. That's what Nurse B said. Everybody called her Nurse B. It was short for Brunner. Started with a B. Marcy and Greg went back to class. Marcy felt better. The day passed quickly, and Marcy got on the bus to go home. Greg sat next to her. Do you think you'll be able to play on Saturday? He asked. I don't know. I'll have to ask my mom, Marcy said. Maybe it had something to do with Marcy's ankle, or maybe there was something else going on in the schedule. Once the bus stopped, Marcy got off. She lived very close to school. She saw her mom's car in the driveway, but her mom wasn't waiting outside as usual. Marcy wondered why. Then, there she was. Her mom was at the door. Hi, honey, shouted her mom. How was school today? Remember that the nurse called and left a message on the answering machine. So Marcy was very confused. Why didn't her mom ask about her ankle right away? Then when Marcy got into the house, she saw packages of food on the table. I just got in, said Mom. What a day. The car broke down just after my food shop, and it's a good thing I didn't buy ice cream, because it would have been all melted. Mom was smiling, and Marcy saw the answering machine blinking. That meant her mom didn't know about the boo-boo yet. Okay, so step out of the story for a second. Something big happened to Marcy at school. She got hurt. She knew that the nurse called her mom. And remember the last story that we read about how Marcy and Nikki were being scientists? They had a hypothesis, a question, and then they went to investigate. Well, in this case, Marcy had a question. She was confused why her mom didn't say, Hi, Marcy, come on in, honey, I want to take care of your boo-boo, because that's what Marcy expected her mom to do. And then Marcy wondered why, and she collected the data. She saw the answering machine, she heard her mom's story, she saw the food packages, so all of a sudden she had her answer. And that was very important to Marcy, because I think Marcy's feelings were starting to feel hurt. Let's see how the rest of the story unfolds. Marcy decided to help her mom unload the food and put some of it away. Then Marcy started to tell her mom about the practice game and about how well she hit and ran. But just before she got to the part about the boo-boo, her mom signaled for Marcy to wait a minute while she listened to her phone messages, understanding that there could be something important on the phone message, on the message machine. The mom didn't know the important thing was what Marcy was about to tell her. Let's see how it got handled. Marcy waited patiently. First, there was a call from the coach saying the game was going to be at 1 o'clock on Saturday instead of at noon, but the team was going to get there early for practice. And the second message was from a lawnmower place. The mower was fixed. So Marcy's hearing these messages, and you can imagine how she was feeling. The second message was from the lawnmower place. The mower was fixed. They could pick it up any time before 5 tonight. And then Mom heard Nurse B's phone call. And you can imagine Marcy was watching her mom's face, very quietly and very patiently. After Marcy's mom listened to the call, she stopped putting the food away and shouted, Marcy, why didn't you tell me the minute you got off the bus that you had a boo-boo? So how do you think Marcy felt now? Think Marcy felt good that Mom was paying attention to her? I think so. Marcy got a little bit scared at first because her mom sounded angry. Marcy didn't know what to say or do. So part of her felt good that Mom was paying attention to her, but the way Mom paid attention scared Marcy a little bit. Marcy started to cry a little bit. Her mom put her on her lap. "Oh, honey, it's okay. Shh, what are you crying about?" Marcy said between her tears and sniffles, "Well, you sound so mean and angry. I started to tell you, but you were busy," Marcy explained. Wow, that's a communication issue right there. "Oh, Marcy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to sound angry. I'm not angry with you. I love you. I just want you to know that I'm never too busy to listen to you or to take care of your boo-boos. I wasn't upset with you, honey. I was disappointed with myself for not realizing that you had something important to tell me. I felt badly for unloading the food when I could have been paying attention to you." Oh, so you see, communication, very important. Then, as Marcy often did, she became very wise. Marcy said something that made anyone who heard her think she was a grown-up. "But, Mommy, it isn't your fault the car broke down and made you late coming home. If you were home on time, you would have heard the message, and you would have known all about it, and things would have been different. You're just doing your best. You couldn't know I had a boo-boo until you heard the message." Oh, you want to know something, everybody? Taking you out of the story. This is a true story, and those words were really said. This is all fact. Think about that. Mom said, "Sometimes you are so smart. So you forgive me for not being home on time and for not knowing about your boo-boo right away?" "Of course, Mommy, I love you. I know you want me to be safe. I know you're here for me." Well, Mom started to cry. She just was so proud of Marcy and so sad that she was not being her best self, but so proud of Marcy for being her best self. "I'm so proud of you, my little Marcy. It makes me feel good when you remind me that even though I make mistakes or I'm not where I want to be or should be all the time, that you still love me and you know that I'm here for you." Well, when I go to mother school, maybe I will do so well that I can one day teach. Marcy's mom started to laugh. Oh, my little Marcy. If only there were such a thing as mother school, things would be so much easier. Motherhood is what we call on-the-job training. And I don't know any mommy who feels smart enough to teach mother school. We all just do our best, and we try to help our friends who are also mothers whenever we can. But I have faith in you, Marcy. You may just start the very first mother school. And if you put your mind to it, I'm sure you'll be able to teach, too. Marcy felt good when Mom told her that she had confidence in her. "Oh, and one more thing, Mom. You think I'll be able to play on Saturday? You think my boo-boo will be healed by then?" "Well, let's see. I have to finish listening to the instructions that Nurse B left for us." And as Mom walked over to the answering machine, she added, "It's important for mommies to know how to ask questions of people who actually did go to school to learn how to do certain things." "Kind of a shortcut to trying to get stuff right without guessing?" Marcy asked. "Exactly," said Mom. She listened to the message. "Okay, the message said you have to keep the bandage on tonight, but that I should take it off tomorrow and let the air blow dry it." "Not blow dry it? Let me listen to that again." So Mom listened again, because she didn't hear it right the first time. "Take it off tomorrow and let the air dry it out a little." Oh, But I think that I'll call Nurse B right now to make sure that I understood correctly and to see how to take care of your boo-boo and make sure it's healed for Saturday's game. That's a good way to show you love me too, said Marcy proudly. So, you can hear what's going on here. Marcy and Mom had a good relationship. Marcy's mom smiled, nodded, and called Nurse B for further instructions. She wrote things down on a piece of paper, thanked Nurse B for taking care of Marcy, and as Marcy watched her mom smile on the phone, she felt happy. Marcy thought about the fact that Daddy had a place to bring his lawnmower to be fixed when he didn't know how to fix it himself. Mommy had people to call to help her out too, and now all Marcy had to do was figure out how to get Annie to stop being a big bully, and everything would be just fantastic. Well, actually, I don't think that Marcy can help Annie not be a big bully, but we have lots of other stories to help us understand how she handled that. Thank you for listening to this story. We're going to be right back after this brief break. You've been listening to 103.7 FM Pawling Public Radio. This is Marcy's World. I'm Dr. Nancy Iankowitz, your host. We'll be right back with a couple of guests to discuss what we promised, and that is communication and mothers, daughters, and how they earn trust and respect.